Welcome back, I'm Alex. We're in the shop today. I'm in my coveralls, meaning that we might actually get some real work done with my hands. And this front end is in need of some work in the appearance department. First up, this bumper here. We're gonna be replacing this bumper with an OEM style bumper. We got a new grille coming, some new headlight surrounds. We're gonna go with the chrome flavor, just see what it looks like. So this bumper is a custom fabricated bumper, and there's actually nothing wrong with it. It's not the look I'm going for, and while the winch does apparently work, I've never used it, but this truck is not gonna be an off-road beast for me, and I wanna really bring this front end back to the OEM look. I think it just looks really good that way. So this thing actually just mounts up to the OEM brackets, and so we'll just pop this thing off. It's gonna weigh a ton because there's actually steel inserts inside here, but we'll unhook the battery, get the winch unhooked, and then we'll hopefully drop this bumper off and not drop it on my face. All right, so here is our winch, and wow, we had 3 cables here we unhooked. 1, 2, 3. I got some zip ties marking where each one goes. I would assume we got one main power, and then we got probably reverse and forward switches here, and then this looks to be our ground switch. But I think what we can do now is actually pull our controller actually back through the bumper, so let's try that. We got one more. Looks to be a ground here. That's, well, seen better days anyways. All right. This should just pull through. There we go. Well, you know, I would assume this is probably, yeah, it's just a little rot in there. And whenever you see taped up stuff like this, it never gives me much faith, because I can almost guarantee if I cut that, there'll be all kinds of rot in there. We got the winch unhooked. Next comes the actual fun part, unbolting the bumper from the frame. We actually only have 6 bolts. So we got 1 right there. We got 2 here, 1, 2. We got the same over here, 1, 2, and then finally our 6th bolt is sitting over there. My fear is how much this thing's gonna weigh. We're gonna try and put the jack under here so we can kind of ease her down carefully. Worst case scenario, we just let her drop and hopefully don't punch a hole in the concrete. All right, she's loose. We can just slowly, nope. Slowly. Ah! Well, it's like I planned to do that without it falling. Oh, that was a little nerve-wracking, honestly. All right, it's been a couple weeks and we got a lot of parts, and let me explain what's happening. So off camera, I noticed that our rad is leaking, unfortunately. It looks like a pretty new rad, so I don't know what's going on there, but it's definitely leaking. So that's what this big box is. So we're gonna put that in today. In terms of the new front bumper, plans also sort of got hijacked there. Unfortunately, the bumper coming from the lower 48 all of a sudden couldn't get shipped to Canada, so I was a little bit disappointed. Ended up scouring the province of New Brunswick and found this used OEM bumper. It's not perfect, it's got a little bit of dent here, but overall, I think it actually looks pretty darn good. I think it'll clean up really nicely. I did get some new plastic pieces. I was able to get that over there, so we'll put those on as well. Obviously, we got a new grille. We got, new to me, headlight surrounds. We got new headlights, and we got 2 new front calipers, 1 and 2. This one, if you remember, was leaking. We are leaking brake fluid. You can see, I thought maybe it was a wheel seal leaking, but that is clearly brake fluid. It does not smell like differential. So we're gonna replace both sides. I also have new front spring shackles, which is gonna be the challenge of the day here. Hopefully we can get them out not too bad, but these things can be a pain. So these spring shackle bushings, they've seen better days, and well, we're already right in here, so I figured we might as well replace them. I was gonna do it anyways, but yeah, a little bit of suspension work as well. Now you can see the top corner of that rad, got some green coolant on her. Same thing on this side here. Now I thought maybe that our top coolant hose was leaking, but it does not appear to be. It looks like it's just this top piece of this rad. It's unfortunately leaking or sweating, so. All right, we got the fan shroud off. There's two 8mm bolts, one and then one under there, two on that side. Next, we will take the upper rad hose off. I believe we're drained enough where it's not gonna spray everywhere. And then I believe we just got 4 more bolts, 2 on this side, 1, 2, same on that side, and this thing should just lift right up. I love this tool here, just a little pick. One of my favorite tools. It just, oh, I think we still got a little bit of coolant all up in here. Perfect. I'd love to be able to show you what I'm doing, but I can't even really see what I'm doing, to be honest. But I just got lucky. Whew. Got her. Fun little tidbit. So on this upper rad hose connector here, it's plastic, and I like to always bolt these up when they're plastic by hand. It's so easy just to grab something like this, but I find I've cracked some of these before by just using an impact or an electric ratchet. So I always like to come in here by hand and just kind of feel it out, because they don't really need to be that tight. And we double check to see if there's anything on the floor. Put some new juice in her, got them in here, and I just don't have to worry about it moving forward. Well, we're full. We're gonna move on to the next job, and then once we're done all this, we'll back the truck up, we'll burp it, we'll top it up, make sure she's good to go, it doesn't leak. Next on the to-do list before we get this front end all put back together is our front spring shackles. Now, I'll bring you guys closer just for a second, but these may not be the funnest job. Hopefully they go smoothly. We'll see. So like I showed you, inside our frame here, it's just not looking great, and I figured we're here, we might as well do them. I think my ball joint press should be able to press this bushing out of the leaf spring, and hopefully that's the case. If not, what I'll do is I'll just, I'll actually leave this bushing off, and I'll use the old one, and then when I get the right tooling to do all the spring bushings, or spring eye bushings, because they all really realistically need to be done, we can do them then. So the biggest thing is to get this bushing out of here when we got the bumper off and everything sort of exposed here. So essentially what I've done is I jacked the truck up. We are on the frame here, and this axle is now basically free floating. We're off the ground. I just got the jack there just to support it. And then what we're gonna do now is knock that bolt out. Hopefully the leaf spring doesn't go flying because we got the jack sort of supporting it. And we'll go from there. Well, here's the bushing that was in the frame of our front spring shackle here. And I've definitely seen much worse. This definitely is ready to be replaced. It looked much worse, but it's actually not horrific. Again, definitely would want to replace this, but it's definitely not falling out like I thought it was. But here's another angle of that leaf spring bushing. It's old, it's tired, it should probably be replaced. And that's what we're gonna do. Well guys, not even gonna lie to you, that sucked. My ball joint press is too small, so I just kind of had to jimmy rig stuff and pry and hammer and do all that fun stuff without trying to ruin the freaking bushing. So we finally, I think, have it going in somewhat straight. That absolutely sucked. I did not have the right tooling. I thought I could get away with my ball joint kit here, but it's just too small. I jimmy rigged a bunch of stuff and finally got it out and back in. On this side, I'm not gonna mess around with this spring eye bushing. I'm gonna wait till I do all of them on the truck and I have the right tooling, because that was just an absolute nightmare. I should have known better. But anyways, we'll get this side put back together and we'll tackle this one too. Two of our big ticket items are done. The rad is in, our front suspension work, those front spring shackles. That gave me a heck of a time. It's done, thankfully. And now I think, well, first of all, I'm gonna leave the brake calipers, the front brake calipers, till tomorrow morning. We'll attack those then. But for the rest of the day, we're gonna take off this front clip. I'm gonna put those new headlights in, get that chrome headlight surround in, chrome grille in, and then finally, we'll slap the bumper on this thing. And hopefully she'll look pretty good. Not gonna lie to you guys, don't necessarily know how to attack this. I think we're gonna start with the easy. We got 2 Phillips bolts. Maybe that'll pop up this headlight surround. I doubt it. We got an 8 mil there, 8 mil there. Looks like we got some 8 mils kicking around over there. We'll just, we'll get into her. We'll find out what we're doing wrong or what we need to do. It'd be easier to do it on the floor here. And I don't know what, it's got these weird little clips to get it, to put everything together. It's interesting. Oh, you poor. I got the grille back on, the new headlights and the new headlight surrounds. I think it looks all right. I think the gapping looks a little not as good as it used to. Maybe we can figure that out after. But I'm calling her a night tonight. I was hoping to get the grille and the bumper on, but that should be super easy. We'll do that tomorrow morning. It's been a long day. Shop's just blown up here. So I'll spend some time before I head home, clean everything up, and we'll get ready for tomorrow and hopefully get this thing out in the sunshine with that new front end. Well, good morning. We got a couple more bolts to put back on this front clip here. Then we're gonna put the front grille on, slap the front bumper on. Then we're gonna back this thing out in the sunlight, see what it looks like, hopefully good. Then we're gonna burp the cooling system, top that off. And if we have time, we'll attack those front calipers. That's the game plan. Well, we got her bolt down. I think it looks decently even on each side. Now, I do have brand new plastics for this thing. Obviously, this is a new to me bumper because my plans for a brand new bumper kind of fell through with the whole shipping thing. But I kind of like this bumper here more because it's got some scuff marks, like almost a little bit of patina. This came off of an actual OEM bumper, came off the factory line with one of these trucks. So I don't mind that it's a little bit banged up. It's not perfect, but this is a pickup truck. And I don't necessarily want this to be a showroom truck. So I kind of like that there's a little bit of elbow grease in and around the truck still. So that's my opinion. Let me know what you think. Kind of cool, you can see the actual original chrome, how shiny it was. What we're getting down here, but now unfortunately I'm gonna have to leave this strip on because, I mean, look at this. Brand new out of the box. These clips are just mashed. That's some high quality eBay stuff right there. All right, we're gonna back this truck up, let it run outside the shop for a little bit, then we can top up the coolant. We'll take this thing for a little drive and get some cool shots of this new front end. We'll do a little comparison between the before and after, and you guys can let me know what you think. All right, well, here she is in the daylight. I think it looks pretty darn good. I still got those stupid tire stickers that I forgot to take off. Sorry, fellas. But yeah, I think she looks really, really good. I did notice we do have a slight rub on the bottom of that bumper there. You can sort of see it just nicks. I think it doesn't even nick. I think it only nicks if we're like going over a bump. So what I might do in the future here is, well, I could actually raise that bumper a little bit, and I might push the bumper out a little bit as well, put some washers in there so it gives me an extra 1/4 inch of play. I think that's all I would need. But other than that, yeah, I think she looks really good. We got the new rad in, we got the new front spring shackles in, which I'm very happy about. And yeah, I mean, despite the bumper not being perfect, I don't think it looks that bad. Like I said, I don't even mind these little bumps here. I think it just adds a little bit of character to the truck. The other thing I noticed with this bumper is that, well, it seems like every OEM bumper, it sort of like tilts down off to the side at the corners. It just seems like that's the way she goes. But yeah, I think it looks pretty good. I enjoy the OEM look of these trucks. That big custom fab bumper with the winch in it, it just wasn't my flavor. And then I like the chrome up top here. I think it just, yeah, it makes the truck look much better in my opinion. Let me know what you guys think. So I think next time we're gonna tackle those front calipers. That should be pretty straightforward. And then also what I want to do, and we're going to take these side steps off because I just don't like them. We're going to take these rear mud flaps off as well. And one of these days when my exhaust system shows up at my front door, we're going to put that in as well and really see and really hear what this 7.3 is all about. If you guys did like the video, don't forget to leave that thumbs up. And if you like cool stuff like this, don't forget to subscribe, because this truck, it is just going to be an ongoing project, and I like to get my hands dirty with this thing, and hopefully we're going to make this into a very nice truck, as well as adding some pretty nice power. So stay tuned. I usually post a video every 2, maybe 3 weeks. I'd like to increase that, although I'm just crazy busy these days. So ideally, every 2 weeks I post a video about this truck and continuing on the build. Anyways, enough of me. We'll see you in the next freaking video, guys.